Hi ladies, it's Alex back again for our Fitter Body Ladies podcast. Today is the 25th of April and we've just talking, we've started this podcast on the 4th of January. We cannot believe that we are now 4 months into,
it's flown.
into 2023.
Yeah.
So today I have with me Sarah, our
Hello.
coach from Northampton.
Hello everyone.
Or gym manager now. Gym
Yes,
manager.
I am indeed. Yeah.
And I brought Sarah back on because firstly I wanted her to give us an update on her hip, so we'll get to that. And then we're going to have a chat about things that have been going on for us in the gym, but also personally. And then we're going to talk about food today.
Mm-hmm.
Whole foods, calories, what our diet
Everything
looks like.
food.
And,
Yeah,
and
we love
everything
it. Yeah.
food. And I'm going to refer to an article that I've been reading about. I can't think of his name. The twin doctors. Twin doctors on BBC.
Yeah, they do a lot of documentaries, don't
they
they?
do,
Yeah,
where they
yeah.
compare each
Comparison.
other,
Yeah,
because
really
they're
good.
genetically the same.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you are loving our podcast, please follow along and please sign up on wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it's on iPhones, Spotify, wherever. Please follow along on our channel, on our show, because the more followers we get, the more we can get people on our show to tell us and educate us about food, fitness, and focus. Mm-hmm. So, Sarah,
Yes.
we are now. When we spoke last,
Yeah.
I think you had a date for the op,
Yeah.
but we were just...
Yeah, when I was last on the podcast, I'd got my date and we were just awaiting that. And then the morning of the date, I was due to go in.
Yeah, we did another one, didn't we?
You guys...
Yeah, we did another podcast with somebody else.
Yeah,
didn't we? Yeah.
you guys were doing another one. I was awaiting to go into hospital. That morning, I got my little suitcase packed and I was all ready. I'd finally accepted that I was going in because it took a lot.
Yeah.
And I got the phone call to say, you're not coming in. We're not doing it. They didn't have enough, a technician or something. So my operation couldn't go ahead. Absolutely traumatised me. I sat on the chair of despair for the whole day crying.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. I can imagine
you build
it.
yourself up.
Yeah.
It's such a big thing. And then, luckily for me, 2 weeks later, I got it. I got my operation.
So what date was that?
The 20th of February was when I had the op. So I'm now 9 weeks post-op. Everything's going brilliantly. I am healing. I am back in the gym doing bits. I'm not back to full functionality yet, but it's getting there. I am not, I was speaking to someone earlier, I'm not, when I was doing activity, I was getting the after ache quite a lot, and that is lessening.
Each day.
Yeah. So it's a good sign that I'm doing well. So
definitely.
Yeah, so I'm really happy with how it's all going, and it's just amazing.
Oh, it is amazing. Like, honestly, from where you were, like pre-Christmas, to where you are now.
Yeah. It's amazing,
it is amazing,
isn't it?
It's amazing.
So, and I think as well, my recovery has been so good because up until my operation, I was in the gym, keeping myself, doing what I could, keeping myself as fit and as strong and healthy as I could. And I think that has stood me in good stead.
I would agree.
For my recovery, because when I had my other one done, obviously I wasn't in such good shape, and I was nowhere near where I am now on the same recovery.
I'd agree with you, and I think that's what you like for anyone who's
definitely
try and get yourself as fit as you possibly
and that
can.
is a very good reason why we should keep ourselves. Simple thing. The other day, I've been showering because of getting in and out of the bathtub.
Yeah.
And the other day I thought, right, I'm going to have a go.
Yeah.
I had to use a step to get in, but I managed to get in and I managed to lower myself.
With your own strength?
With my own strength. And then I managed to get myself out using my upper body strength. And had I not had that, I would have had, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I would have had to have a hoist or,
Or the husband.
Yeah.
But again, getting somebody else involved is... It's actually hard for them as
well.
well.
Exactly.
You're going to be like a heavy weight.
Dead weight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was speaking to somebody actually yesterday, and they had got, because they'd been caring for their parent.
Yeah.
They'd lifted them and
hurt themselves. Yeah.
So, and she said, I was lucky. I was actually quite fit at that point.
Yeah.
But as a result of that, she's now not able to do as much as she could.
That's exactly it.
She said she was so glad that when she was caring for a parent, she was fit.
Yeah.
She was fit. She
And
kept herself strong.
that's, another good reason to try and keep yourself as fit and healthy, as you can.
Yeah.
Day
Because
to
if
day.
you've got to shift not only your weight, but somebody else's weight. Or if you haven't got the strength.
Yeah. And keeping yourself independent and,
Totally.
everything that goes with that. So all good. I'm doing really well, really happy with how I'm getting on.
Brilliant.
So,
and when have you got to see the consultant again for like anything?
No, he's very happy. He said he will see me if I need to see him, but he's happy for me to go away and live my life. So
Brilliant.
All good.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
And very interesting, you've got 3 screws?
I know. Weirdly, when he showed
did you
me,
get that
oh my
picture then?
God, it was really embarrassing.
Okay.
So I was in the consultant's office and he'd got his computer and he showed me my x-ray. So I did no more than got my camera out to take a photo, and he's like, you can't take a photo, it's confidential, you can't take a photograph of it, I can't allow you. So I felt really embarrassed.
Why? It's yours.
I know it's mine, but I guess all the
the
info that's on there, I guess. He said, if you would like a copy, you can go to reception and order one.
Awesome.
So I did. That's how I got it.
That is brilliant.
And when I looked, my old hip has no screws. It's just a ball and socket implant. This one, I looked, and it's got 3 screws sticking out. I'm like, oh my God. So
are you going to beep if you go through a...
I don't know. Probably.
When you go through
probably.
Do you know what it's made of? Like the hip and the socket? Is it like a titanium?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, with the 3 screws. And he said to me, we had to put the screws in because where the socket bit is, where it goes into, he said it was so arthritic. He said it wouldn't fix.
So with the arthritis, what actually happens? Is it just literally the fluid in the inside and the bone just starts to erode?
Yeah, the bone. I was bone on bone, and it's just eroding, and absolute agony. Absolute agony.
Painful.
Yeah.
Well, so glad to have you back.
Yes.
So glad that everything
went really well. I'm so happy.
What's been the toughest bit?
The toughest bit for me is not being able to, losing my independence for a start. I felt like a burden. I know I wasn't a burden. Well, I think I wasn't a burden.
You weren't a burden.
But you can't help but feel like a burden.
Yeah.
And also, for me, my mental health was starting to go downhill because I weren't getting my exercise, my fix. I weren't able to. So that really, really affected me. Especially in the first... It weren't so bad after I passed the first few weeks when I was able to get a bit more active. But those first few weeks, and I knew... I had to listen to what they told me.
Yes, definitely.
I knew. I'm not, but it's still really hard when you're so used to living your life, and that is such a big part of our lives.
Yeah, of course.
And that's got taken
away.
It's really, really hard, really hard. And I did find that the hardest.
Yeah, so I could imagine like that whole, like if you do something every day. Like, for me, going to the gym and being fit is actually just a part of my
routine.
Routine.
Yeah.
So even if I'm on holiday, I always think to myself, can I get into a gym now? Yeah. And probably didn't think that 10 years ago.
No,
before
exactly.
I started, but now it's part of my life.
We're tuned into it now, aren't we?
I feel sluggish or whatever.
Yeah.
Even if I don't go every day.
Yeah.
On holiday, for example, I try to go every other day, or at least get some.
So
walking
you're doing
something.
Yeah.
So I can imagine. When you're
tough.
used to.
It was tough.
And did you go how many weeks do you think you went where you did nothing?
Definitely the first 2-3 weeks where I did nothing, and then so you're given physio to do, which you are moving. You have to get up and walk every hour. That's part of it.
Yeah.
And I can remember ringing my physios and saying, right, what can I do now? And they're like, no, you can't. Okay. You can't. You've got to stick to the rules. Yeah. And so they knew from looking at me, my job and what I did. So they knew. And they tailored my physio to that.
That's good.
But so I'm here in the end. I've got here.
Well, that's great. It's fab to have you back. It's fab.
Thank you.
That
it's
everything.
Great to be back.
Well, it's great that it's worked. It's worked.
Now
I've
got my quality of life back again.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
definitely.
And super important for you, for your job, etc.
Everything. It all goes hand in hand, doesn't it? So
does indeed.
Yeah.
Does indeed.
Yeah.
So what else has been going on in the world then for us at Fit Body Ladies? Well, a good new TikTok account, because we've now got a lady who does all the social media for us. So,
fantastic.
which is really good. So
good fun, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's really good fun, and so, you know, we
tries to be informative, but also
there's
have a bit of a
informative,
laugh.
but there's a giggle on there as well, and I recommend anyone get on there and have a look, because some of them are absolutely hilarious. Alex and Christian prattling about, Monette and Christian. It's just so funny. So yeah.
And we've got another gym opened down in Pontardawe, which is in Wales. So that's fabulous news as well.
Yeah.
So we're now at 15 locations, which is great.
Yeah.
And we are just, enjoying having old members come back, haven't we?
Yes, we're having a few old faces rejoin us, which is fantastic. It's lovely to see.
Lovely to see that they're back on their back working on their food, fitness and focus.
Yes, definitely.
Great. So as I said, we are going to talk about food today.
Yes.
I wanted to talk specifically about whole foods because, again, we can prioritise a lot on eating a calorie deficit, only eat, this many calories in a day. But again, I think we often forget about the quality of the food that we should be consuming. Yeah. So, Sarah, do you know what a whole food is?
Yes, I do. A whole food, so this is my interpretation. Yeah. It's something that hasn't been messed with, like vegetable, fruit, nut, eggs.
Yeah.
I've got to try. See, I'm learning as well. Yeah. But so anything that's not had anything added to it or taken away or messed about with it at all is a whole food.
Like the definition, there's plenty of definitions out there. But really, like you said, it's something that hasn't been, it's something in its natural form.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to meat, it's a little bit different because obviously meat has to be butchered and things like that.
Yeah, because I would have said chicken breast, but it's not, is it?
It's only if it's... So for beef, I believe it's if it's grass-fed beef. So it's something that's like living in a field and isn't fed antibiotics or big meal like
vitamins and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like natural meat.
Yeah.
I think that's the same for like pork and lamb as well.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a bit different. Anyway, and then with fish, it's got to be either line caught. Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm being educated here as well.
A whole food would be a line caught fish. I think it can't be farmed, and a lot of salmon. Farmed. Yeah. Farmed. I'm not sure what the crack is with say like shellfish, like prawns and things like that. I don't know what that is. I don't know how they would interpret they would interpret that.
Yeah.
But again, it's about food that's not been. Things haven't been added to. That's not saying that you can't add to it in a recipe.
Yeah.
But it's food that is not bought in a packet. I think as well they would look if you look at a packet and you don't recognise the top 5 ingredients, or they're things that your grandmother or great grandmother wouldn't recognise. Yeah. That would be considered a processed food. Yes. So there are different categories. So you've got whole foods, processed, ultra processed foods.
Yeah.
Okay?
See, that's a new one on me. So
the ultra processed.
So processed, yes, that's on my radar, but ultra processed, I'm like, okay.
So ultra processed is the very, very played around with food.
Right.
So, ready meals.
Yeah.
Cereal.
That's not good news for me.
Cereal bars.
Yeah.
Cereal.
Okay. God.
There are certain cereals that they would consider processed but okay.
Yeah.
But majority of anything, things like granolas.
Wow.
I know. People
and
think
the amount of people, Well, my husband's, he has his protein yogurt and he has granola on top of it. And he goes off quite happy. He's being really healthy.
Again, like yogurt is a difficult one, I think.
Yeah.
Like because of, I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian, but I have I enjoy looking at food and learning about different foods. And, in my diet, I try to eat as unprocessed as possible. It's not always possible because obviously convenience and, you know. So you asked a question and it was, what about pasta? Somebody had asked a question.
Yeah.
We asked the ladies, didn't we?
Well, I got a good question. Is pasta a good carbohydrate?
Okay, so this is hard because good carbohydrates you'd class as things like
Potato.
Yeah, potato, sweet potato.
Sweet potato, definitely.
Definitely. Carbs that come from veg.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, your more filling veg, because we do get carbs from there. Beans, pulses.
Yeah.
But again, they can be if they come in a can, it might be they could be classed as processed, but you wouldn't there wouldn't be a problem. Problem's the wrong word. Are they a bad carb or a good carb? I don't think you can say anything's good with pasta. Having just read an article about it, because they were talking about this sort of thing. What's a good processed food as opposed to, say, an ultra processed food? Yeah. Pasta actually comes in a processed food that is okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not, because there's not really many ingredients.
Too much involved.
There's not involved
yeah.
in it. It really is flour and water and egg.
Yeah.
And so actually, yes, it is a processed food. So you shouldn't eat masses of it.
Yeah.
But
it wouldn't
it's not.
be.
It's not.
Yeah.
So again, it's
a tricky one, isn't it?
It's a tricky one to say. I would say anything is okay,
in moderation.
Anything in that kind of whole food and processed to make sure it's, in a can or is okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you then start adding in ultra processed food or having it as part of an ultra processed food diet, it's not good.
That's when it's not good. Yeah.
So again, it swings and roundabouts. I think what people should be aware of is actually how impactful ultra processed foods can be.
Yeah.
Having read this study that these twin doctors did, where one of them ate only ultra high processed foods for a month. In that 4 weeks, he put on 6 kilos. 6 kilos, so just less than a stone.
God.
And he said that, I'll read it. Sarah got to get it. So the article says, gained 6 kilos, just under a stone. Had this rate continued for a year, I would have doubled my body weight.
That's incredible,
isn't
it? Yeah.
And he talks at the beginning of the article about what he started to eat. So he started to eat things like, he was eating Cocoa Pops with his kids.
God.
How many kids eat Cocoa
Pops?
Honestly.
Yeah.
Additionally, the appetite hormone were totally deranged. The hormone that signals fullness barely responded to a large meal, while the hunger hormone was sky high just moments after eating.
Yeah.
That was fivefold. There was 5-fold increase in leptin, which is the hormone that comes from fat, while my levels of C-reactive protein, a marker that indicates inflammation, had doubled. So damaging to your body. Damaging. I mean, it's mental.
It is.
But the most terrifying result was an MRI scan. It revealed that the connectivity between several regions in my brain had increased, especially the areas involved in the hormonal control of how much I eat. So basically, he was saying he couldn't control.
Couldn't control it, no.
And that's what these foods can do. I mean, that's... Plus those involved in my desire for food and the reward I get from consuming it. The professor interpreting my scan was categorical. He said, you don't see these big changes unless you do something significant to the physiology of the brain.
Wow.
It's not random.
Yeah.
So for people who are trying to lose weight, focusing...
I need to put my hands up there, because I am one of those people that will pull a ready meal out of my freezer thinking, it's only 350 calories. That's fantastic for my calorie controlled diet that I'm doing. Have it and think I'm being good, when in actual fact...
It might... I mean, obviously one in a few is
definitely.
not going to cause you.
Yeah.
But if that is your lifestyle,
if that's your diet,
that's right.
To try and control your calorie intake. Yeah.
If you're just grabbing like a cereal bar in the morning.
Yeah.
A pre-packed sandwich at lunch.
Yeah.
And then a ready meal in the evening.
And how many of us do that?
So many. Yeah. And we know it's about convenience.
Yeah.
I totally understand that.
I think we live in a world like that now, don't we?
That's it. And so recommendations-wise, look, as I said, I'm not a dietitian or nutritionist, but I think people should be aware of the impact that food can have on your well-being.
Yeah.
Because that's what he's saying.
Yeah, definitely.
It's actually about his well-being.
Yeah.
If he continued that way and didn't make anything, his neural pathways would be changed forever. and his weight would just keep doubling.
Keep going up. Yeah.
Now, whether or not he stuck to if he'd have tried to do it by sticking to just a calorie controlled diet, like I can't remember whether he said he stick to the recommended daily allowance for an adult, a male adult.
Yeah.
But to think about when you're trying to change your diet, yes, think about calories because that's what.
Yeah,
how
definitely.
much quantity?
Yeah, that's a measure of
quantity.
Yeah.
But as we always say, if you try to consume, say, 500 calories of vegetables, how hard would
you couldn't do it, you couldn't do
it. You'd be like, right, how many carrots? How much broccoli?
You wouldn't be able to do it, would you? It'd be impossible.
It'd be really hard.
Yeah.
It'd be
and
really
going
hard.
back to your point about the feeling hungry straight after.
Oh, McDonald's is your prime one.
Yeah.
How many people have a McDonald's and then go, oh, should we have some chicken nuggets now as well?
Yeah. So that pointed that out there.
Yeah.
What was the twin doing?
I don't think he was eating normally. He didn't do anything.
He wasn't
doing anything.
Oh, okay.
But it just, I don't know what, like literally in the last 2 days, there's been 2 articles about it. That one there, and then there was another one today, which was looking at, like I said, about, there are certain processed foods that are processed in their, not their making, but their so beans put in a can or tuna put in a can, that's a processed food. Yeah. But really, there's not really anything added to it.
There's nothing, is there? No.
So, and again, really interesting articles for things to think about when you're making, and when we're talking to the ladies, what I would say to you ladies is, yes, recommendation is to try and stick to calories because if you're eating less, quantity wise,
exactly,
but also think about the quality of the food that you put in, because
and that goes back to like cooking from scratch with your recipe books.
That's exactly
and
right.
You're more likely to be getting a good diet of good
and the right
whole
things.
foods. Yeah,
so things like
all
fibre,
your nutrition.
All your nutrients
and minerals.
So
and
when
else.
we go back to, is it a good carb or a bad carb?
So pasta then.
In moderation.
Yeah.
In moderation.
Yeah.
So I would say that is a really, really important thing to consider is actually think about the quality of your food, not just the quantity. Yeah. And if you haven't eaten 1,500 calories in the day and you're still peckish or whatever your calorie allowance is with regards to your body and etc., try and eat snacks that aren't in a packet.
Yeah. Definitely.
Have an apple or a banana,
orange.
or a banana or something like that.
Yeah.
People always go on, oh, fruit's really bad. No. Fruit in huge quantities is obviously going to have more calories in it.
Yeah.
But if you're hungry, having a banana,
it's going to satisfy you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
More satiating.
Yeah, definitely.
More satiating. So I think that those are the things that you should consider when trying to. So going back, like you said, cooking from scratch.
Yeah.
How often do you cook? Do you cook?
So
do you cook?
No. No, I'm very lucky. Stuart really enjoys cooking, but he's not one of these that can open the fridge and go, we'll make that.
Oh,
he has to follow a recipe. And we do a lot of that. He does a lot of that, which is great. So we are getting a good
balanced
quality
diet.
food.
Yeah. Does he cook every night?
Most nights he will. Yeah, he'll come home and he'll cook. Yeah, he enjoys it, and he likes. It's when we all eat it and say, "Oh, that was really lovely."
Nice.
I think he likes. Yeah. So it's good. So
I think that's important as well. Like trying to get people back to the table.
Yeah.
Because we're all so busy.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, kids off doing clubs or husbands back at later than you.
Yeah.
Trying to get everybody to have at least one good meal. A week or a day
I think
together.
For us as a family as well, I'm sure a lot of other families can relate. Where I've not been on it because of my hip, everything for me has gone out of the window, and consequently, the whole family have not been on it. We've sort of, when one of us is on it, we're all on it because that's how it is. So my other son, who did a big weight loss with me, because he's not had his walking buddy, we were partners, he's sort of lost supply, started to creep up. So he's back on, we're all back on it again now. Now I'm all better.
How is the walking?
I did a walk on Friday, I did nearly 3 miles, 2.9. It was great, but it was slow.
Yeah, that's all right.
But that's all
Slow,
right.
slow is all
I
right.
did it, and it's a benchmark, isn't it? Something to work
Totally.
with. So yeah, so definitely.
Well, yeah,
So-
especially as you said you want to do the 100,000 steps.
I know. Oh my god.
Well, that's another thing that we did. Obviously, I
Yeah.
hope you all listen to the podcast about
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And thank you all for the money that you raised. It's amazing to have raised that
yeah.
sort of
You
money.
did it. You did a good cause, didn't you?
But yeah, that's your benchmark. You know, you keep
Yeah.
going 3
Just
miles.
keep
and then-
improving, isn't
Yeah.
it? So yeah,
Doesn't
definitely,
matter how long it takes.
definitely. But
But he's back on it now, is it? And you're all back on
yeah,
it.
we're all back on it, back together, walking buddies. So
Got
it
another
helps, doesn't
Question.
it?
I've got another question here. Let me find it on my phone. I had a couple of other people message me about questions. Let me just bring that up. Okay, so Sienna. Okay, she said, for me, it's understanding the difference in good fats and bad. Okay, so what would you class as a good fat?
Avocado, isn't it?
there
That's
you
the
go.
obvious one
That's the
that we all
obvious one.
say.
Nuts.
Nuts, yeah,
But
definitely
again,
nuts.
moderation.
Within moderation,
And
yeah.
do you know peanuts are not a nut?
What are they then?
They're a legume.
I never knew that.
They are a legume.
Oh,
So they fall into the same
wow.
bracket as beans and pulses.
God, that's really.
Yeah. So if you're gonna eat a nut butter, you're better off
Yeah.
having something like a cashew or
Okay,
an almond
yeah,
or something like
yeah.
that,
Rather
rather
than
than-
peanut butter.
yeah.
Yeah.
even though
yeah.
we all love.
Oh my god,
I love peanut butter.
You,
Oh,
yeah,
I love
yeah.
peanut
It's
butter.
your thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So bad fats are fats that we associate with, say, deep fat frying. So things like canola oil, it's called sunflower oil.
Yeah.
Sugars.
Do you
that-
remember lard?
Yeah.
My
Nan?
Yeah.
She wanted
Did
some
I still
beef
use?
dripping.
Yeah. God.
So they sell that in the butcher.
Can
So I
still
bought
get it?
Yes. It was. I bought some beef dripping for my nan.
So my mum used to always have a block of lard in the, and I'm like,
So did I knew people who had trays of lard
oh god.
that they would just cook. They
Yeah.
would just pull it out on a Sunday
Yeah.
and cook the potatoes in
cook
it,
it,
and it
yeah.
would just stay there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was the thing.
That was how it was, wasn't
That's
it?
exactly it.
But you never had any
no,
big
but
people
they
though.
weren't eating. They weren't eating processed food.
That's the thing, isn't it?
That's
the
right.
difference.
So I think if you looked at what how beef dripping was made, it's just the meat fat. Now, obviously, meat fat is not great for you because it's quite high in cholesterol, but it's quite satiating. So
Yeah.
imagine if you eat, again, small quantity on a Sunday, but that's the only kind of processed fat you have.
having, yeah,
The rest of the time, you're doing much more
And
manual
they were
labour.
they were much
Exactly.
more
Yeah,
active, weren't they?
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
it.
So
What macros are and what should I try to have each day? I need to get more protein, but why is it beneficial and how can I get more without just having protein powder? Okay. So, what are macros? 3 macros are fat, protein, carbohydrates. Okay. Nutrition is super important and we need all 3 of those
yeah,
to survive.
yeah.
So it doesn't matter. So ideally, if you want to start playing around with macros, it just makes it very complicated.
Do you track your macros when you're on it?
When I'm on it, I will.
You do?
I will track.
Yeah,
I will track.
That's
I'll
something I've
understand.
never looked at really.
I have an understanding. I think I've been doing it so long about how much I can eat of each certain.
Yeah,
macro.
yeah.
But I'm not specifically like, I can only have this.
I've got to hit this.
I've got to hit this.
Yeah,
I've got to hit that.
yeah.
I know that if I increase the amount of protein that I eat, I don't need to eat so many
Yeah,
carbohydrates.
yeah.
If I'm trying to build, so I again, and the fat thing. I don't tend to eat a lot of fat. I do
Fatty
eat
foods.
I don't
Yeah,
tend to eat a lot of fat foods. I
Yeah.
don't. I don't tend to do a lot of deep fat frying.
No.
Now I've got an air fryer. I don't need to.
yeah, same.
And I don't tend to eat an awful lot of sweets and sugary things that I just don't.
Don't
A cheese. Yesterday I had a bit of cheese, but I can't really remember the last time I was like, oh, Christmas probably.
Yeah.
Oh, let's have a bit of cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not.
You're not going for
No,
it.
no. So again, they're high in fats.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
so the highest thing probably in fat that I eat is probably butter.
yeah.
And I do have real butter. I use real butter,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
margarine.
yeah.
Just because I know the stories behind how margarine is made. So
Is that another podcast?
it's
Is it?
I mean, like, I obviously have to be very careful about what you say, but you need to read up on how margarine is made. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have margarine or butter?
No, we have butter.
Yeah, butter.
Yeah.
Butter's good.
Yeah.
But I love butter.
Yeah.
Bit of salt on the top.
Yeah.
See? So, yeah, look, nutrition's super important in terms of understanding what you should eat and why you should eat it. We talked about the ultra-processed foods.
Yeah.
They're going to be very high in salts and sugars.
Yeah.
Not so good for you.
Yeah.
You want to be thinking about eating whole foods, things that are one ingredient, and using them in your recipes to make food. Obviously, I understand. People are busy. It doesn't always work like that. And you sometimes need to grab a ready meal or a sandwich because you're out and about and you're doing things.
Yeah.
But again, if you're going to go out for if you're going to be out for a sandwich, try and find a sandwich shop that's going to make you
Make it there.
Make it there.
Yeah.
Because again,
and you can pick, can't you?
I didn't realise that there are flavourings and things in packet sandwiches. I didn't know that.
My mind is boggled today,
Mine is.
honestly.
Mine is. But
Yeah.
again, apparently, not all, but some put flavourings and things in there.
And to make them shelf life
Yes!
last, isn't it? So that's why they do it, and to make them look appealing. And
The one that gets me is Rustler's Burgers. I mean, I just look at them and think,
see, my child, he's not now, but he had a phase of eating them,
Rustler's Burger.
and they look the same when you put them in
When they
come out, and it's like,
I know.
so
I just don't think I could.
No.
Were you a good eater as a kid?
So we, as kids, we were that generation of
Meat and two veg.
meat, mashed potato, roast potato, boiled potato, some kind of meat, and veg and gravy. Friday night was always fish and chip night because that was treat night.
Yeah.
And that was our life. And if we didn't eat what was on our plate, we were like, I don't want that.
Nah.
You went, there's nothing else.
Yeah.
Whereas me, being the sucker mother that I am, if my kids did, you can't be hungry.
No, but you
Go
should.
and that's the difference, isn't it? That's the difference.
That's
so,
it.
But yeah, were you brought up like that with meat
No.
and two veg?
No.
Oh,
We had a really weird food at our house.
fish fingers.
Fish fingers
Yeah.
and peas. Lots of that. I don't really remember my mum. My mum can cook. She
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
But I don't really remember lots of cooking going on. We started to cook more when I became a teenager because I got into. I like cooking.
You liked it.
I
yeah,
like cooking.
yeah.
So we
yeah.
would do loads of stir fries.
Yeah.
I went through phases of being like, I used to have a kebab every night.
Really?
Yeah. When I was about 14, 15.
What a takeaway kebab.
Yeah.
God.
Because my mum would pick me up from the bus. She'd have two babies in the back, Christian and my
Yeah,
sister.
of course.
And I'd be like,
I want to eat.
George, you just get a kebab? Mum would be like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Shit.
I'm done
Yeah,
for the day. Yeah,
yeah.
you want a kebab? You can
Just
have a kebab.
yeah.
Not knowing about food.
Yeah, of
and that went on
course,
for ages.
of
And then I
course.
went through a phase of bacon sandwiches.
Did you?
I'd come home and have bacon sandwiches
Yeah.
for tea.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'll just have two
Just
bacon
have a bacon sandwich.
Just have bacon
yeah,
sandwich.
Yeah.
bacon, lettuce and tomato sandwiches.
Yeah.
And that would be it. But food, I think because I like food, it became easier. You know, and cooking food,
Yeah.
it's easier to control your diet.
Yeah, definitely.
I think as I've got older, understanding more about how food
Yeah.
affects me.
Yeah.
God, I mean, I didn't.
Yeah.
Certain breads can really make my tummy go funny.
Yeah.
Do you have anything
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that?
I've found that from eating so I generally have a wrap or a pitta if I'm
Yeah.
going to have anything. And one day I hadn't got any, so I had tiger bread, which I
Oh
do
my
love.
God, I do.
But the difference, how I felt,
Yeah.
honestly, it was just
So bleachy. Like, it's like,
blew me out.
Yeah.
I felt bloated and sluggish and awful. So yeah, definitely.
yeah. So
Definitely felt the difference.
yeah. So the whole nutrition thing, she said, yeah, it is complicated.
Yeah, very.
It is. What I would say to you is aim to eat whole foods, keep your processed food, ultra processed foods to a minimum. Obviously, there are certain processed foods like we've talked about, that
Yeah.
like tins of things. Again, we had the question a bit earlier. We were talking about sardines in tomato sauce.
Yeah.
What would they
Yeah,
be considered
yeah.
a ultra processed food or a processed
yeah,
food? Again, don't really know. Maybe if someone knows, let us know.
yeah.
I need more protein, but why is it beneficial? Okay, protein. Super important for repair of your muscles, especially if you're working
Yeah,
out.
definitely. That's the first one, isn't it?
Filling you up.
Filling you up and keeping you feeling fuller for longer.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant for all your cells,
Yeah.
just everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to be eating like 50 different protein things. Like, if you're just getting things like some eggs,
Yeah.
some meat of some description, or fish,
Yeah.
a protein shake. Look, protein shake is convenient.
They're
not the greatest.
They're not great, but they're good for getting that,
quick
getting you
hitting.
started, aren't they, on the day? Like getting your protein to take it up.
So an egg is about 6 grams of protein.
Yeah.
Chicken breast is about 40. Average woman should be eating around about 100 grams
100, yeah.
in a day.
I think
So-
I'll probably do okay, really. Looking over a day,
Yeah, I do.
I reckon I'm about there, but I don't look at it.
No,
I
no,
don't.
no.
I don't fuss
Fuss it.
over it. You know.
If you had a specific goal, like maybe you were I'm gonna be a bodybuilder, or I'm gonna
Then you would really look
then you
at
would
that.
really be focused on
Yeah.
that, and you would be eating way more than 100 grams of protein.
Yeah.
And what's the best way I can lose for my body type? Well, first thing is to eat a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
Keep your protein levels high.
Yeah.
Drink lots of water.
Yeah.
Sleep well, and stay focused by tracking.
And that's the rule of thumb for
Everybody. Doesn't matter whether you're
it doesn't
this
matter,
or that.
does it? No.
You're not one thing fits everybody, and so
No.
you have to try and round.
Trial and error, isn't it? You know, play around with it. You know.
That's it. Training. Some people find that they can eat more carbs. Some people find they can eat less carbs
Yeah.
and lose weight. Like again, it's trial and error. But again, I would reiterate: on average, try to be eating 100 grams of protein.
Yeah.
And if you think about that as chicken breast is 40, eggs are 6 grams, and you get 20 out of a protein shake. What are you? That's like 80 already.
Yeah.
Some good Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
And some ham, or some
Yeah.
add some protein based things into your
Yeah, definitely.
into an
Yeah.
omelette.
Yeah.
3 eggs,
Yeah.
ham,
Yeah.
lots of chicken and fish and meat, tuna, cans of tuna, really good. Cottage cheese is super.
That's
super
another
high.
good one. Yeah,
Really, do you
yeah.
like cottage cheese?
No.
I
Do
love
you?
cottage cheese. As a kid, I used to have cottage cheese sandwiches.
So Abby was sitting with her cottage cheese the
Yeah.
other day, just spooning it
I could
out of
do
the
that.
pot and eating it, and each to their own. But I'm like, I don't know how
Do
you're
you know
doing
what's
that.
really? You can add it to protein shake as well, and that will really double it up.
That would be amazing. Yeah,
That
that
would
would be
be
a
a
good
super
one, wouldn't
one.
it? I don't
I mean,
know
I
what
can
it
do
is.
that.
No, I
I
don't
have the
know.
clear protein shakes now
Ah, so are they? Why do you have them?
because I don't really like the creaminess.
Oh, it's not because they're less in calories.
No.
Okay.
No. I prefer them. They're like squash. However, if you blend it in a NutriBlend, it turns it into almost like a milkshake.
Does
so
it?
It's disgusting. It's like peach tea
Yeah.
flavoured
Oh,
milkshake.
no.
It's minging.
Oh.
It's absolutely disgusting.
No.
Do you have a protein shake?
No, Stuart is he loves having. He's got all different proteins that he's testing out. He started taking creatine.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
So creatine basically,
Makes him wee a lot.
yeah.
Is that a thing?
No. It basically takes all the. I don't know exactly how it works, but basically it helps your muscles.
Keep hydrated, is it?
No,
No?
it's to keep them pumped up.
Oh God.
Yeah, like let's read about it. Let's define.
So that's because he reads all these things now because he's
Into his-
a sport
yeah,
because he's an
yeah.
athlete now.
Okay, creatine. Okay,
And he
so
said, I've got some creatine. I'm like, okay.
okay, it's a chemical. Oh, my phone's gonna die now. Oh, overview.
So he has his protein powder and he's all
I don't
really
know.
up on
I
that.
can't. I'm not gonna get into some. I'm not qualified enough to
No,
talk about
that's
supplements.
no,
so,
exactly.
it is to help with muscles.
Yeah.
Keep your muscles.
Okay.
like-
So it's nothing.
No, but it works on you. Like I think it affects you. Like makes you. It's like a diuretic.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. That's what he's noticed.
Yeah. Wheeze a lot.
That's his takeaway from it.
There you go. Yeah, I would hate to say I know exactly what
No,
it does, but,
no.
you know, it's about...
I didn't know
Making
anything.
you look hench.
Oh God. Crikey. Oh dear.
Yeah, so I think, like, ladies, you know, it's lovely to have got questions, and if we haven't answered your question today, we will get to some more,
Yeah.
and we'll keep the questions that have been sent to us. But again, today was about whole foods, and I think just being aware.
We've touched on it, haven't we,
Yeah.
today? And I've learned a lot today, actually, as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good.
So it's
That's
good.
what we want.
Yeah.
So it's about, you know, being aware of what food the quality of the food that you're consuming,
Yeah.
not just the calories.
Definitely.
So making sure get back to cooking. It's
Yes.
really good, and I know lots of people don't like it, but
Yeah.
there are lots of really simple recipes out there.
And then that's where batch cooking is a
Soup.
good thing, because that just
Slow
makes
cooker.
it easier.
Slow
The slow,
cooker.
I use my slow cooker. Have you got
I've
one?
got my air fryer
Mine's
does
all in
all
one.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah, mine does.
yeah.
So I use it for lots of
We
different
do this
things.
noodle thing in it. It's lovely.
Oh, do you?
So nice. It's chicken thigh. Gemma gave me the recipe. It's chicken
Okay.
thigh,
Yeah,
ginger, garlic,
yeah.
all the soy sauce, hoisin sauce.
Oh, nice.
It's lovely. And you just bang it all in, leave it all day, and then when you come home, you put your noodles in,
Oh,
stir it up, and it's amazing. And it's low calorie, but it's all good.
nice.
Good stuff. It's really good.
Well, I'll have to
So
look at
yeah,
that.
I'll have to
get that
pass you the recipe for that. Yeah,
exactly.
really good.
Well, thank you all for listening, and I hope that's been informative. Sarah, have a lovely day.
Thank you.
And no,
You
you're
too.
very welcome, and we'll speak to you all soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.